On the morning of December 26, 2004, 4 miles below the Earth's surface in the Indian Ocean, one of the most intense earthquakes ever recorded generated a tsunami that would ravage 12 countries in Southeast Asia and take the lives of more than 226,000 people. Devastating waves pummeled the shores of Indonesia, Thailand, India, and even as far away as Somalia and Kenya. 500,000 people were injured, and 1 million were left homeless. One of the hardest hit countries, Sri Lanka, is an island 29 kilometers off the southeastern coast of India. A tsunami usually loses energy as it approaches land. The continental shelf surrounding most coastal countries provides a buffer which reduces the height and force of the wave. Because Sri Lanka has virtually no continental shelf, it was defenseless against the massive wall of water which reached heights of 9 meters or more. The force of the waves was enough to drive water inland 3 kilometers in some places, and scientists estimate the largest wave slammed into the shore at about 480 kilometers per hour. February 2005 assessments placed the number of dead in Sri Lanka at 31,000, while another 6,300 people were still missing. More than 443,000 people were displaced by the disaster. Along with the destruction of thousands of homes, the tsunami also swept over a train, leaving passenger cars strewn about and killing over 800 people. The total property damage to Sri Lanka is estimated at $1.25 billion, with a large portion of losses in housing, tourism, fisheries, and transportation. 65% of the country's fishing fleet has been seriously damaged or destroyed. In some coastal communities, entire families, livelihoods, and social networks have completely disappeared. The educational system in Sri Lanka sustained damages and loss surpassing $26 million. Clinics and hospitals, power, water, and sanitation systems, as well as roads and railways, also sustained significant damage. No one really knows how many people were living in the isolated villages on the eastern coast. There are few in Sri Lanka who have escaped the loss of a family member or friend. ADRA Canada, in cooperation with the ADRA Network, is helping the people of Sri Lanka rebuild their lives. In January of 2005, Dr. Darlene Fandrich of Vancouver and Dr. Valerie Krim of Toronto volunteered to join ADRA Canada in visiting Sri Lanka to assess healthcare priorities and start medical intervention. Immediate medical relief is available where help is desperately needed in refugee camps on the East Coast. ADRA has also assisted with sanitation projects and the purchase of tents for homeless families. Water pollution is a serious threat, and ADRA is focusing on the rehabilitation of ground wells and advising the government in handling the large number of nitrates and sea salts in the water. ADRA is also working to rebuild homes and assist families who are without work.
It's hard to believe, but on Boxing Day, this was the front of Beatrice's house. It's all dragged back by the tsunami and then dragged forward again, and Beatrice's home is no more. Beatrice has just shown us the pictures of her children, and she today wonders why the wave took everything away. When the wave came, Beatrice and all of her family ran. They all escaped and lived and are well today. But in this small village where 150 people were living, and living well, 100 people died.
There are thousands of similar stories throughout the area, many with a more tragic ending. Funerals are commonplace, as thousands mourn the loss of friends and family who could not escape the rushing water. ADRA Canada is committed to working with local communities and the government to help rehabilitate lives by providing the Fishermen's Association with nets, boats, and equipment, helping restore sanitation by building latrines, and helping to meet emergency health needs. It will take months and years to rebuild local fishing industries and restore other jobs, to wash the salt from farmlands, and to help uprooted families to resettle. The generous response by Canadians to the tsunami disaster has been overwhelming. Many people contacted ADRA Canada shortly after the news broke to offer their financial support. Many visited our website and donated funds online by credit card. Others called the office. Within a few short weeks, over $600,000 was collected to help the victims. In addition, because ADRA Canada is registered with the Canadian government, we are eligible for grants from the Canadian International Development Agency, or CIDA. Your generous support made it possible to provide timely assistance to the people of Sri Lanka. However, the struggle to restore normalcy in this battered country brings with it enormous and ongoing monetary challenges. And ADRA Canada relies on your loving gifts to help restore lives not only in Sri Lanka, but also in Indonesia, India, and Thailand. In addition to your specific gifts to assist ADRA's response to the tsunami disaster, please remember to give generously to the annual Disaster and Famine Relief Offering on May 14th. The funds collected allow ADRA Canada to have a fund in place to provide assistance whenever and wherever disaster strikes. We can make a difference in the lives of Sri Lankans like Beatrice by sharing from our abundance. Thank you for your generous support.